Hello, my little draconic wolfkins. I hope that you're all doing well on this fine spooky night. If you like what you hear and see, please like and subscribe to my channel. Alright, let's get into this spooky story. I was about 16 at the time, still living at home, deep in the mountains at my family's home slash cottage. I frequently walked the woods surrounding my home, but never really went that far out, either out of lack of curiosity or simply because I was lazy. One evening, I decided to take a flashlight and walk as far as I comfortably could into the valley behind my property. There was a large amount of deer, bears, and other animals near where I live, so I also brought some bear spray with me. I was about 25 minutes, maybe more, into my walk when I started to get an uneasy feeling, like I was incredibly vulnerable or that I wasn't alone. I shrugged it off because I probably wasn't alone. I mean, there was a lot of wildlife in the forest, so it's not like I can just expect to be alone. And near the creek that flowed around our property and noticed some garbage and some pots and pans next to the water, as well as what looked like a tattered sleeping bag and some shoes. Ooh, that's creepy. Like, wow. No thanks. I didn't think much of it and continued my walk, thinking about it every now and then, wondering if someone was camping out near our house. It was almost completely dark out now, so I turned around and began walking home. I kept glancing over my shoulder back towards the creek, worried someone might be behind me. About 5 or 6 minutes of walking in the pitch black, I heard some branches snap. A little ways behind me, my blood ran cold and I felt my heart skip a beat. No, no, run. I turned around and spent a minute just shining my flashlight in every direction, wondering if a deer or, God forbid, a bear was following me. Once I felt once I felt sure that nothing was there, I kept on walking. Not even a minute later, I heard running footsteps trampling behind me. I didn't even turn to look what it was or who it was. I just began running as fast as I could. I'm pretty sure I called out pleading with whatever it was or whoever it was to stop. I was still about 15 minutes from home. I desperately sprinted through the trees, trying to keep my flashlight pointed forward so I didn't trip or fall. I kept pleading and screaming, hoping whatever it was would give up, but I kept hearing footsteps stomping behind me and branches being snapped off the trees violently. I heard pained grunting and what sounded like someone violently growling. I began crying out of fear, tears filling my eyes as I ran. It sounded like they were right behind me, almost like they could reach out and grab me. I heard one loud growl slash scream right behind me as whatever it was seemed to have fallen or slipped up. I kept sprinting and never dared to look back. I eventually stopped hearing the running behind me once I made it to my property line. The light of my house in the distance ahead of me, I turned to see if I was still being followed. What I saw still torments me even now. A freakishly tall man was standing about 100 yards from me, my flashlight only barely illuminating him. He was wearing what looks like a tattered hoodie and no pants. That's not weird and creepy at all. Anyways, I stood there for a moment, struck with fear, waiting to see if he would move. As I was about to turn away and run the last stretch to my house, he started sprinting viciously towards me, and by viciously, I mean he was almost on all fours, using the trees to propel himself further, grabbing at the ground, lunging towards me. Oh, hell no. I let out a scream and ducked under my fence and sprinted as fast as I could to my house. By the time I got there, I was completely out of breath, my throat hurt, and my knees sore. I shined my light back towards the woods and saw the man at my fence waving at me, tall and slender figure towards above the fence. I quickly made my way inside and locked all the doors. I woke up my dad and told him what had happened. I don't remember exactly what he did about it, if he called the cops or just let it be, but I don't think anyone else saw the guy ever again. I still never go into the woods alone or anytime near dark, and I certainly stay away from the creek. I don't know if he's still out there, but I don't know if he caught had caught up to me. I might not be telling the story today.